Well, I am so happy Richard is back with me. Richard Ramirez, photographer, author, visionary, and he's here with product in hand, the Folklore Spirits. This is a beautiful gift in time, not only for well, I would imagine we all of a sudden we enter this Halloween thing, but I'm more thinking about Christmas, and I'm thinking about family who are based overseas, even here at home, because not only are you getting a perspective on some of the folklore characters, but you're getting some imagery, and the imagery, it is par excellence, my friends. Richard, great to see you. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again, Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, man, and it's really a joy to have you. Obviously, product in hand. Is it actually readily available?
The container is being opened today.
Yeah.
So we'll have it hopefully sometime next week. But you know, this has been a journey, but a journey that I have enjoyed so very much.
I think the fact that you've put some imagery, and we're talking here modern imagery on the characters, it's tremendous. And for me, honestly, it's a learning curve, because there's some characters in this folklore book I did not even know exist. So like the Gangang Sarah, this particular spirit, apparently, the spirit who came in search of home. Again, sorry, TNTs, I mean, probably laughing at me this morning. I mean, I just some of these characters I don't know. I know, of course, you know the bread and butter ones, the Papa Bois, the Duen,
the Laja Bless.
Right.
Yes.
But clearly, our folklore characters go, it's beyond that. Look at that one called the Rolling Calf.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Well, I'll tell you something. The Gangang Sarah you spoke about there, you really have to apologize to Tobago, because that is a real Tobago character. Most people in Trinidad are not familiar with it.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about folklore, we talk about 5 or 6 characters. This book carries 30 characters. So what I have been doing, October is actually not just Halloween at the end of the month, but it's folklore month in the Caribbean. So what I have been doing over this month is every day I have been releasing a video on a different character. Short video, 2 minutes, putting it on social media, Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram. And people are writing me and saying, wow, I never knew about that. And it's a new thing for some people, which is good, because this whole thing started with me trying to create an image. I found, as much as I liked folklore, I had never seen a photographic interpretation of any of the characters. You've seen paintings, illustrations, but nobody had done that. So a few years ago, I started getting makeup artists and models together and costuming people, and we did about 4 characters. And I said, man, I want to do more, but it became so expensive, and I still wasn't getting exactly what I wanted. You know, so that moved me along until I turned it into a real project and made a book of it.
How extensive was your research, where you had to go to unearth and to really do that deep dive into the characters, their origins, and some of their superpowers?
Well, a lot of it is reading. You read. There's a lot of people who have come before me. You know, Mr. Besso was known for his folklore stories, and we have a lot of information out there in various places. So it took some time, because of course you also want to distill and ensure that what you're putting in the book is actual information, because people believe if they read it, it must be true. So I have to make sure that I have, you know, the story as well as it has been recorded. You know, understanding, of course, that these are stories, and they all came for various reasons. They were valid, you know, throughout the years, you know, but they're also our interpretations of international themes. If you think about the Lagahu, for example, who transforms under the moon and so on, what does that sound like?
A werewolf.
That's a werewolf.
Yeah.
You talk about the Sukuya who comes into your house and sucks your blood. What does that sound like?
As a vampire.
And that's where a lot of our things have come from. So it's not just a Trinidad and Tobago thing. It's our interpretation of international themes.
Well, I know Nancy, that's a story that came from Ghana, well, West Africa, matter of fact. They also speak of Anansi in Ghana. And I have some friends who went, and it was that was a connection they made immediately, because they grew up knowing about Anansi, not knowing that Anansi, that story came way across the waters. So it's really a learning curve. It's history. It's so much. that we can unearth with this book?
Well, it's our oral traditions. You know, we have passed on information. The reason that we're talking about Anansi is because it came from Africa, and it didn't arrive on Caribbean Airlines. It came many moons ago on ships, and the stories have been passed down orally. But we are beginning to lose some of those oral traditions, and that's another reason for expanding this into a book so that we have it documented somewhere, and we can use these to teach future generations. My nephew Harvey, the love of my life, you know, he is 10 years old now, and Harvey is now able to start talking to me about a sukuya and explaining what it is, and you know, he has a good grasp of it because we've worked together on this book.
You ever met anyone, or at least while doing the book, did you encounter anyone who they swear to you that they would have encountered one of these folklore characters?
Of course. And even after doing it, when I start releasing the videos earlier this month, people will message me and they say, well, boy, you know, what you're saying is true, because
somebody in the village.
Yeah. And there was this story, and you know, for them it's a fact. It may or may not be a fact, but for them it is a fact.
Yeah.
So I have met a number of those people, and that's good. You know, again, it is a way of sharing our stories.
Well, let's go to the image. Well, at least some of the images on screen. So you could just probably narrate for me and walk us through who we're about to see on screen. So that's Jabalassi for sure.
That is the Jabalassi.
Well, we see that that's a mainstay in the Juve experience.
Correct.
And there's a big history behind Jabalassi, right?
Yes, but it has become popular because we see it every year at Carnival time. But outside of Carnival, people don't really understand the Jab Molassi piece. But again, African heritage, and we have a lot of information in the book about it. How the book is laid out is essentially we're going to have a story, and then on the other page we're going to give you some insights into where it came from. What's the root of these things?
So we had Jambalassi. Let's get some more imagery there, Sheldon.
That is Gangang Sarah.
I don't know about Gangang. Tobago, sorry, I really don't know about this character here.
I'm sure Tobago accepts your apology, but
thank you, Tobago.
You know, it is.
But what's her MO?
So Gangang Sarah is supposed to be a witch from West Africa that flew to Tobago on the winds, looking for her true love. She landed in Tobago, and she spent her life there. She found her love. He eventually died. And she tried to fly back to West Africa. She climbed this huge silk cotton tree and leapt from it, but she wasn't able to fly. She fell.
Oh, that's why there's this big thing with the silk cotton tree in Tobago.
Correct.
Yes.
So she died and is buried over there.
Oh my God.
But she was not an evil witch. She was a very benevolent witch.
Okay.
So she was loved. They used to call her Mama in the village.
Okay. So I learned something here this morning. Let's get some more imagery up on screen. That Papa Boa.
That has to be Papa Boa.
Yes, look, Papa Boa.
And, you know, so you actually can now see an image of what he should look like. And that was my goal here.
Yes.
To give people this visual, so when they're talking about the characters, they have this clear visual in their head. It's not about imagining anymore. I've done the imagination for you.
Yeah, of course. We're in a era of imagery. Let's bring it to life. Who again here? Oh, that the Duan.
That is the Duan.
So the foot turned back way?
Yep.
Gosh.
And that is one of the stories that I got about someone being taken away by a Duan, but they found them and all this good stuff. I've had the stories.
My goodness. What's up next? Let's see some more. Oh, for sure. Sukuya.
Correct. You see how easy you identify them? Yes. The old lady in the village.
Well, that is one you hear people talk about all the time. Some lady in the village, she turned her but they put salt and they see this ball of fire. You might laugh. I really feel I was driving home at time from Greenville, and a ball of fire was flying next to the car. But I feel probably could have been a meteor. I don't know what it was. Up to this day, I don't know what it was.
Jason, I will tell you again, don't drink and drive.
Angelo now asks that, producer now asks that. No, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. But again, this is tremendous. So it's going to be clear today where and when, hopefully by next week, but where could we get it?
All right, so you're going to get it on my website, which is richardramirezimaging.com. I'm putting them for the first time. This is my fourth book. I'm putting this one into bookstores. So it's going to Shock and Stock in West Mall, Movietown Mall, and Shops of Arima. But even more exciting than that for me, I have 2 events planned. First event is next weekend, November the 1st and 2nd down at Movietown. I'm going to be at the Bits and Pieces Artisan Market for those 2 days from 9 to 5. And we're going to be putting the books on sale down there. I'll be available on both days to meet with people, do book signings, and generally have a good time with them.
Congratulations again.
The second one, of course, if I could just jump in, is going to be on the 29th of November. I'm doing Bookish Market. I'm really excited. First time in Trinidad, we're going to have a market designed for books only. 29th of November at number 6 Collins Road in Maraval.
Say less. We'll be there. The Folklore Spirits of Trinidad and Tobago, it's now available. Get your copy. And Richard, again, congrats, my friend. Well done. Thanks for bringing this to life.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Most welcome. Definitely we take that pause, get ready for the 7 a.m. news update. And folks, yes, I saw the ball of fat. You know what? Let me leave that story alone. Only outside of Mama Guy, man, here, you know. See you after 7. After 7, we'll chat again. See you soon.